guys, I am checking in because free agency hasn't even started yet. It's not even midnight and it is just lit. It's on fire. The breaking news is that Paul George has been traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, Sam Presti has swindled in through the back door like a thief in the night and swindled this trade from right up under Danny Ainge's spidey senses. I can't even fathom what we're going to hear about how Danny Ainge bragged about having this deal in the bag, and well, the bag has been punctured like with a big wound, a gaping hole. So, first of all, I'm going to start with saying if nobody else read my blog that I worked so hard on to get out there last night, I know one person did, and it was Sam Presti. And let me tell you why I know he read my blog. I feel like he was just like up, with his mind kind of going, browsing on YouTube, and he was like, this chick looks cool. She looks like she knows what she's talking about. So let me check her out and see what she's got to say. So in my blog, and I don't want to give it away too much, you can find it on angeliqueturner.wordpress.com. It's in my latest post is entitled "Okay, see you later." I don't want to give away too much of what it talks about, but I did hint on the fact that I had some questions about the front office of Oklahoma City, just given the history that we've seen so many players be let go by the organization because they ran into luxury tax problems. And then here we come with last season when KD became a free agent, they essentially, allowed him, where they didn't have a choice, but they couldn't convince him to stay, and he walked away and they essentially got nothing. So Sam Presti learned from his mistake from the ghost of 4th of July 2016 pass. He said, I'm going to roll these dice and I'm just going to let the craps fall where they may. So here's my thing about this. I know I criticized the front office in Oklahoma City, but I didn't tell him to boss up like this. This is a boss move, and you have to have big boss to make this move, because what he's essentially doing is renting Paul George for a year. We know that Paul George has been not, quiet at all about the desire to take his talents to LA. It's his hometown, so basically this is going to be essentially a one and done, unless playing with the Brody in OKC and the moves that the organization are trying to make to put the pieces together, unless they can convince him to stay, I don't think they can. I don't think they will. I don't even know if he wants to play with Brody, but we're going to see. The thing is, they're essentially going to rent him for a year. He's going to be a free agent. He's going to bounce and take his talents to LA. But they better well hope that either Russell Westbrook signs an extension this summer, or pray to God, Jesus, Joseph, and Mary that Brody doesn't bounce with them, because he's going to be the laughingstock of the NBA organizations. That might even be worse than Phil Jackson. Might. But you gotta really know something that we don't know to make this move, because if Russie doesn't resign, and I talk about when will enough be enough for Russie, when will, his organization not putting key pieces around him and just letting all their talent walk out the door because of luxury tax issues, when will he get fed up enough about that? I mean, we've seen that KD had enough. But, in terms of the small market in Oklahoma City and the luxury tax, I get it. I was told, they can't afford to always pay, the penalty for keeping and trying to sign players that they need to keep their team in good position. However, scare money don't make money. Sam Presti, break the bank, go in your pocket and do what you need to do, because otherwise it's going to be KD 2.0, and it's going to be way worse if Russell Westbrook and Paul George bounce to take their talents to LA after next season. I feel scared for the man because his track record, you know, with the organization hasn't been so well. They've let Reggie Jackson go, which they sent him to us, and I'm still mad about that. Moving forward, James Harden took his talents to Houston because they couldn't work out a deal and they couldn't pay the man. Then they let Serge Ibaka go, which is interesting now because what they've done in getting rid of Victor Oladipo, and I also hinted about how he was overpaid in my blog as well. Again, you can find that post and other posts on angeliqueturner.wordpress.com. My name is spelled ONGELEKE Turner.wordpress.com. So basically what they've essentially done is turned Serge Ibaka into PG3, which that's a no-brainer because they rid themselves of the money for Victor Oladipo when he was getting overpaid anyway. So in that regard, the decision is a good move on their part, but I don't know what bag of tricks Sam Presti, and I'm praying that his name is Sam Presti. I know it's Presti. I'm pretty sure his first name is Sam. But anyway, don't kill me if I'm too wrong about that, because I know he read my blog, and I am grateful, Sam. I ain't even mad at you. You got to do what you got to do, and I was very critical of you, but you just read my blog, and you showed me that you're ready to roll the dice. In all honesty, I still feel that he craps out after next season. I'm not sold that Russell Westbrook is going to stay. I know everybody's talking about he's loyal, he ain't built like that. Y'all don't know him personally. Y'all don't know what goals that he has for his career. You all don't know that if he's going to take the same route. I'm not saying to take his talents to the Bay Area, but I'm just saying when he gets fed up with the organization, when they can't put pieces around him that he needs to win, he might bounce too. And I know that after he won the MVP award, he was asked, because you know how the media do, he was asked about his contract and, you know, what his thoughts were, what he has been thinking about it, and you know, you get the classic interview answer, I just want to enjoy my moment. I haven't even been thinking about that type of stuff. I just want to have fun. I just want to enjoy my moment. So basically what this told us is he wasn't really interested in talking contract, and I don't blame him. He had just, received a major accomplishment that was well deserved. Anytime you average a triple-double while leading the league in scoring, you pretty much need to be the MVP, so I was cool with that. But this trade, like I said, Danny Ainge in Boston, was like, yeah, we got this in the bag. I didn't seal the deal. And then here comes Sam Presti, and Oklahoma City was never one of the teams that was discussed about Paul George in a trade. So he was like, had like a type of a genie or Aladdin type of thing going on. He had a magic lamp or 3 wishes or something. I don't know what happened, but I do know that it will be interesting to see how this plays out. The dynamic between Paul George and Russell Westbrook, I'm not sure it's going to be a good fit. They both need the ball in their hand. Paul George isn't confrontational, so he's going to defer to Russie. And even if he was confrontational, he was going to defer to Russie. That's just how Russie is. And, he's ISO, he's hero. And I'm just not sure that they're going to be a good fit. So I don't know what Sam Presti has up his sleeve to be able to use this year to get his campaign pitch going, to try to convince Paul George that he should stay. But basically they roll the dice for another reason, is because especially if Westbrook doesn't extend, they'll be left with nothing anyway. So I feel like they felt like their back was against the wall and they had to make a boss move, and I get it. But what if this turns into them both leaving? And in order for them to feel uneasy about their decision with Russie and where they stand, they have to have a gut feeling that he may not come back or extend, because they did this to get Paul George, hypothetically, in case Russell, you know, leaves, and then they can keep PG and hypothetically build a team around him. Lord, they didn't got my blood pressure up. I gotta work at 7 in the morning, and I'm trying to get all of this news and get these stories going because this is crazy. And free agency isn't legal until midnight, so I'm waiting up to see what's gonna happen. And here they go with the curveball. Nonetheless, shout out to Ramona Shelburne, ESPN staff analyst. Ramona, you my girl, because Ramona broke this story, and I was on Twitter and I was like, what? I gotta jump on this. But Ramona is out there hustling. She's doing her job, and I'm not mad at her because she getting the breaking news. And like I said, free Baegency, Bay, them contracts is Bay. Free Baegency isn't illegal until 12:01 Eastern Standard Time. So I'm like, what? Paul George, okay, see, this is just pure madness. But y'all can get Paul George, Paul Wall, Sean Paul, George of the Jungle, Warriors and foe. So it don't matter. I'll see you guys later. I hopefully get some more news, and I'm excited. Free Baegency is lit.